April 24th town election is going to have candidates to vote on and now a ballot question as well. Welcome to this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Luck. At last Tuesday's council meeting, it was voted by the members to put a non-binding question to gauge residents' opinion on recreational marijuana here in town. You should expect the question to appear as this on the ballot. This non-binding question will not change any current zoning or general ordinances, but serves to inform the town council of current public opinion. Will the public support allowing retail sale of recreational marijuana in Bridgewater with a simple yes-no option? During the open forum before the discussion, residents voiced their displeasure that they had to vote on the topic of marijuana once again, with many comments geared towards Councillor Bill Wood.
Councillor Wood falsely stated that there has been a clear shift of public support for adult use of recreational marijuana. That is not true. Studies would show that nothing good comes from selling more drugs, and the negative consequences have been shown in studies. Only the marijuana industry benefits.
The residents have already spoken on this issue that was dragged out for over a year, and they did not want pot shops in this town. And it's concerning that he continues to go to bat for these million-dollar drug companies while the taxpaying residents would have to deal with the ramifications of his actions.
The only reason that this is being presented to us now is to say about having, we're going to get huge tax dollars if we could possibly get it. That's getting old. That reason for having it is getting old. It's not a good enough reason when you need to take everything into consideration. And there's no guarantee that we'll receive that amount in tax revenue that's being presented to us.
Members of the council discussed the question while attempting to make amendments that didn't pass, but a couple of the members did say that's just a survey and nothing would be imminent, but there may be some wait depending on if the question passes or fails. Councillor Dennis Gallagher made comments that were echoed by fellow Councillor Matt Rushton about not receiving any communication from residents about the topic of recreational marijuana sales here in Bridgewater.
I haven't received anything from anybody. And I'm out there in the public. I'm at the stores. I'm at the gym. I'm in the community. No one's asked me that question. But you know what they're asking me? They're asking me, and I'm getting emails, I'm getting phone calls, I'm getting questions on the street about our town roads. I'm getting questions about our park systems. I'm getting questions about vaccine distribution for our seniors in phase 2. And we're all getting questions and comments about making sure the school district funds a diversity, equity, inclusion position at the high school. Those are the questions that I'm hearing out there in public, not about where's the pot shop in Bridgewater.
The motion to put the question on the ballot did pass 5-4, but Councillor Wood reminded residents that nothing changes with the vote, and this is simply just a survey being taken among the residents.
Earlier it was said in comments that the town voted in 2016 not to have pot shops in town. But that mischaracterizes the vote in 2016. It wasn't a vote about shops in Bridgewater at all. It was a general vote, and recreational legalization has happened. Your neighbors can grow pot in their backyard, and you can sit on your patio and watch the sunset while enjoying the recreational marijuana. That doesn't change. Also, that doesn't change is access for teenagers. It never was legal for teenagers to have it. It's not legal, I don't believe, for any BSU residents to have it on campus. You can't smoke it on the common. None of that changes. We're asking a question just to survey population.
So you heard about a prior vote that took place back in 2016. The town did vote on legalizing recreational use marijuana, as did the rest of the state. In Massachusetts, the question passed, making the state the 5th to do so in the U.S. However, in Bridgewater, the question failed by a slim margin of 158 votes. Districts 4 through 7 all had yes come out as the top option. Again, the question asking if residents support allowing retail sale of recreational use marijuana in Bridgewater will be asked during the town election coming up on April 24th. Switching gears to an event that got canceled, still making a difference. The 2020 Bridgewater Police 5K and 1 Mile Kids Fun Run was canceled back in September due to the pandemic. However, race organizer Rebecca Kaler and Police Chief Chris Del Monte still awarded a $500 check to Project PAC. They were the beneficiary last year, and they will return as the primary beneficiary coming up this year. Project PAC is a volunteer nonprofit operating out of Bridgewater, and the group provides post-assault comfort kits to survivors of sexual assault at hospitals in Massachusetts, and they also provide pediatric packs for kids that are given to children's advocacy centers across the state. Back in November of 2019, Chief Del Monte talked about the important role that a group like Project PAC has on those going through a difficult and trying time.
We're very fortunate. Oftentimes we come across people in the worst times of their lives, and so, we have certain, I call them business things that we have to do as part of that investigation and prosecution ultimately, and sometimes those things are very difficult for victims to have to go through. They're necessary, but nonetheless, they're very difficult, and so it's good for us to be able to support a program that kind of helps in small ways, I think as Tammy has described, for people who are going through probably the worst time of their life.
For more information on Project PAC, which again is the 2021 BPD 5K and 1 Mile Fun Run primary beneficiary, visit projectpac.org. A former BSU football player got to attend the Super Bowl down in Tampa this past Sunday night. Casey Florence, a former linebacker for the BSU Bears, works in the ER at Signature Healthcare Brockton Hospital. Florence said that he was called up by his boss to see him, and when Casey went in, he was asked if he would have any interest in flying to the Super Bowl on the Patriots team jet. Obviously, the offer was accepted, joining about 7,500 other healthcare workers across the country as part of the NFL's way of thanking them for their work during the pandemic. The Massachusetts healthcare workers that flew on Craft Force One were treated like celebrities and received a state police escort to Logan Airport, where Governor Baker held a press conference. Regarding the experience, Florence told a BSU News reporter, quote, "In a year where COVID came through and life came to a halt, I was randomly selected to go on a jet to the Super Bowl. There are so many workers out there that are deserving. I wish I could have shared it with all of them because so many are putting in the work." And Casey said that when it's your turn to receive the COVID vaccine, to please go ahead and do it. Want to go ahead and take a look at your health today, and the vaccine rollout is on here in the Bay State, and it is quite a bumpy one for some. And getting the vaccine comes with concerns about what the vaccine may actually do. Mary Evers has more on a few of the COVID vaccine myths.
Many people still have questions about the COVID-19 vaccine, and rumors continue to swirl. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Tosin Goji helps us understand a little bit more. When it comes to COVID-19 vaccines, it's important to focus on fact, not fiction. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Tosin Goji says one common misconception is that the mRNA technology is new.
The technology of mRNA has been with us for at least 10 to 15 years. It was initially put together for cancer patients. So it's not like we just found this technology within the past year for COVID. It's something that has been in place. And when the opportunity came, it was like an aha moment, like we can use this technology for this.
Some people think that the vaccine may give them coronavirus, but that is a myth.
No, it's not going to give you COVID. It's not a live vaccine. You're not going to get a COVID infection.
Another mistaken belief is that messenger RNA vaccines can alter your DNA, but RNA and DNA are different.
It's not changing your DNA because people think, oh, it's going to change me. It's not integrating itself into your DNA. No, it's not changing who you are.
Dr. Goji says people also think that they may not need the vaccine if they've already had COVID-19, but that is not the case.
When an infection is novel, we don't know how long your immunity lasts. So immunity, whether it's natural or from a vaccine, will wane over time. So even though you had the infection, you still need almost like a booster.
Even after receiving a vaccine, we should continue to wear a mask, socially distance, and wash our hands to protect those who aren't vaccinated. Vaccines are a step towards ending the pandemic, but Dr. Goji reminds us that it'll be months before we achieve herd immunity, the point where the disease is no longer likely to spread. For Bridgewater Television, I'm Mary Evers.
All right, thanks, Mary. February 9th was a big day for some as it was National Pizza Day. A survey from YouGov.com had 6,000 people share their views of pizza, starting with the most obvious question, asking if they actually eat pizza. Only 3% of the survey takers said they didn't eat it, and when we talk about pizzas, obviously pizza crust comes up, and there are many options, and this one may actually spark some debate, with 31% in the survey saying they enjoy thin crust pizza, while 29% chose a regular crust, and apparently nobody went with a stuffed crust, the best crust of them all. The top pizza toppings ranked are pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, extra cheese, onions, and peppers. And the most hated toppings have anchovies at the top of the list, followed by eggplant, artichokes, broccoli, and pineapple. I still have no idea how pineapple is actually considered to be a pizza topping, but that's an argument for another time. Thanks for watching this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Love.